That turned out really well.
As two women actively preparing to return to the farm, we are building our skills around our food. Not only improving and trying to make best use of our gardens, but also learning how to take care of our bodies by feeding it whole foods. It's all part of our homesteading vision.
So what are we making today?
We're making a vegan raspberry cheesecake with a chocolate swirl in the middle, all from natural, unprocessed ingredients.
The worst part is that we made this together about almost a year ago. Mm-hmm. We lost our initial recipe.
Yes.
So it's going to be a bit of an adventure trying to recreate it.
Yeah.
And see how it turns out. So lots of taste testing along the way.
That's for sure. Yep. What I have here is I soaked some cashews, just raw cashews, unsalted. So they're soaking in water. I did that earlier. And then I also have some measure-dual dates that are also soaking in water. And then I have some raspberries that are in process of defrosting.
How did you soak your cashews?
I actually used the boiling method this time. So I just boiled water, dumped it on top, and then it takes about half an hour versus the 8-hour boiling method.
Okay.
A lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I did the same thing with the dates. Figured might as well give it a try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I brought cocoa butter, because you can't go wrong with chocolate.
Nope.
Gluten-free oat flour, because a little bit of necessity with me. And that's all.
Yeah. And then I think we also have some vanilla that we need. So we're just going to use this one.
And we'll add a little bit of honey for sweetness as needed, but we don't want to add too much to keep it low sugar.
Yeah. So I think first we've got to make the crust. And to do that, we want to use the dates and the flour. So maybe I'll drain this. But I think we want about a cup of this with 1 1/4 cups of oat flour.
And so when we counted, it was about 13 dates.
Yes. Yeah. Give you a bowl.
Said 1 1/2?
1 1/4. Oh, and you gotta pit all these.
Fun.
Yeah, I will just cut it out with the board. Do we put the flour in there at the same time?
Yeah.
I think so too. I think maybe we didn't need this bowl.
I think a little bit of water or coconut oil to kind of.
Last time we just used water.
I think so.
We just do that. How much did they say? 2 tablespoons. So we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of water. And I'm just going to eyeball it. And to the blender. It needs a bit more water.
Yeah.
It looks a little dry.
So it looks like it didn't quite combine all together, so we gotta try mixing it with a spoon a little bit to see if it comes together, or maybe add a little bit of water.
This works. Oh, there's a little bit of a, not quite combining though.
Probably not the easiest to do it with a blade.
Like the blade stuck in there, you know. It's not quite sticky enough. It's getting there. I think it might be worth adding a little bit more water. Okay.
Try one more
Try
time.
two.
I think we got it. Let's see what it's like.
Yeah, it looks better.
We're going to use this baking glass, put it in there, and we'll take that as the crust.
Sometimes if it's sticking to the spoon like it is now, it's easier to wet the spoon, and then it spreads a little bit easier without everything sticking together.
Yep.
So what's next?
Next is part two. So we're going to do the raspberry part of it. Make the raspberry cheesecake. So the raspberry cashew layer is what this is. So we want to take about, it says 1 1/3 cups cashews that have been soaked. And then we want to take about 1 1/4 cups of raspberries. But in our experience, last time we used a lot more raspberries. So it's likely we will again.
Yeah, I think we used 2 large raspberry containers
Yeah,
of fresh ones.
of fresh ones. I can't remember exactly how much was in there.
You don't need to use raspberries if you don't have any. You could use like mixed berries, you could use mango, you could use whatever flavoring or fruit you want.
Yeah, and then using frozen works really well as well. These ones are frozen, so we just freeze them and then use them as we want.
Yeah, and it has to go in the fridge to sit anyway, so frozen kind of gives it a little bit more structure, a little faster.
Yep. So, okay, so we're going to take about 1 1/3 cups. So I'll drain this first. And then this is 3/4 of a cup. So do this. Oh, and once again, everything's going to just go into the blender, and then make it that way. This is 1 1/2, and then I need 1/4 of a cup still. So that's that. And then for the raspberries, we said 1 1/4 cup raspberries. And then the raspberry juice is going to give it its liquid to help with that. So. Okay, well, this turned out to be about 1 1/4 cup, so we'll do that. If it doesn't have enough flavor, I do have some more in the freezer, so we can grab some. And then I just added in all the juice that was also in there. And then we want to do, it says you can either add agave, or we don't like to use agave, so we're going to use some honey if you want to add some sweetness, but we're going to also do that at the end, see how much we need. Or do you want to add some right away?
I think we added in like a tablespoon.
Probably a tablespoon. Yeah, why not? Okay. Some honey here. And a tablespoon. And then this is a teaspoon of vanilla. I don't know if you want to do the vanilla.
Yep.
Keep this honey out in case we need to add more. And then this is lemon juice and salt. Do you remember if we did that last time?
No, I don't think we did.
I don't think so either. Lemon juice might add a good little tartness to it, but we're also adding chocolate to add the sweetness, so it seems odd to do lemon juice and chocolate.
Yeah, if you want like a raspberry lemon flavor, you could, but I think we liked it
without. Yeah, so I think we'll just add the vanilla.
I love all the colors. There, I think we're ready to blend.
Yes. And then this time you want to make sure that it's 100% smooth. So you see in our crust we had left a little bit of grit in there. For this one you don't want to leave any grit. You want to make sure it's smooth so that way it's a nice texture. See what it looks like.
Like a smoothie in a cup. It's okay.
It's pretty good.
You can taste the raspberries.
Yeah, I like it that you can still taste the raspberries.
And tart.
It's very tart, yeah. But I prefer tart. If you like extra sweetness, you can always add honey.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to add a bit more honey or?
No, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
And now the cashews look crushed up nice. So.
Yeah, that was really good too.
What's in layer 3?
It's the cocoa butter. So we're gonna melt the cocoa and then it adds a little chocolate swirl in the middle of the raspberry. Yeah. So to do this, we actually need to melt that butter. We need about half a cup of cocoa butter. Cocoa butter smells really amazing, and I never knew that it just looked like little chunks like that. And then with the rest, we want to take about a cup of the cashews.
I remember this layer being pretty thick last time.
Yeah. Yeah, just because there's nothing to really thin it out because the other one had the raspberry juice. And then it says again that you want to use some agave. We're going to switch that to honey, and I think we do about a tablespoon again.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, do you have any ideas of what we can do to kind of thin it?
To keep it vegan, you can use like coconut milk or nut milk, water.
Yeah, we're going to kind of see how this turns out, and then see if we need to add some water or coconut milk to it. And then maybe we can add some vanilla, just half a teaspoon of vanilla.
Yeah.
And then I think we're going to skip over the lemon juice and the salt again. Let's go check on the chocolate. You can see it's slowly melting. It smells really good in here.
Do you need a spoon?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Every little bit of chocolate out.
These are looking really good. Let's just have cocoa butter. It's okay. Look at all those layers.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, let's try dessert.
Mm-hmm. Let's cut into it.
Yeah. Bon appetit. Yeah. That turned out really well.
Yeah, it tastes like how I remember it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can really taste the raspberry in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we put the chocolate on top rather than swirl it in. Makes it an extra nice layer. It's definitely worth making.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Oh.
Make it again.
Yeah. Yeah. You did well.
Mm-hmm.